Hello, hello, hello. How is it going today? So, I am so excited to be on YouTube Live with you all. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Jacqueline Twillie. This video is for women leaders who work in male-dominated industries. But let me tell you, what I'm about to share with you today, anyone can relate to. I am president at ZeroGap.co, and I am the best-selling author of 2 books. My most recent book is what we're going to dig in today. Don't leave money on the table. Negotiation strategies. So this is a really powerful book. I've been hearing feedback from those who have read it already, and it's really just blowing my mind because it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. It's helping people to negotiate so that they don't leave any money on the table. Well, today I'm sitting outside of my office. Again, I told you I'm president at ZeroGap.co. We're based in Dallas, Texas. So right behind me here, you see downtown Dallas. This park right here is actually over an interstate. So that's Interstate 75, and they built a park over it. There's even little restaurants right over here. Super cute area. And at Zero Gap, we work with companies in traditionally male-dominated industries, and we help them with negotiation strategy, with their teams on conflict resolutions, and helping them to level up their leadership. You know, everyone wants to work for a great leader. Now, you and I both know we've had bosses in our lives that we're like, your mind is blown, right? So that's what Zero Gap does. We work with companies to help them enhance the leadership profile of those that work with them. So today's video, how to negotiate. One of my favorite topics to talk about. I think I just got super loud on y'all. I love talking about negotiation. And inside of my book, I share with you the Latte Method. Yes, I love lattes. I just had a sip. So Latte is a 5-part framework for negotiating win-win deals. Now, some people, when they think of negotiation, they think, OMG, I'm not ready to fight with people. But negotiation is not a battle. It's just a conversation. So in that negotiation is a conversation, not a battle, I give you these 5 steps using Latte to help you to set yourself up for the best possible negotiation. Now, if you've ever flown on a plane, you know that pilots go through a pre-flight checklist every time they fly, no matter how much experience they have, no matter how many times they've flown that day. Now, with the pre-flight checklist, the reason why they do it is so that they ensure the smoothest flight possible. Does that mean that they don't come against turbulence and things like that? No, those things still happen. But when they go through this checklist, they're doing everything in their control up front to ensure smooth sailing. So when you get ready to negotiate, pull out your book, Don't Leave Money on the Table, and go to the Latte Method. Now, with the Latte Method, what you're able to do is set yourself up for a smooth negotiation. So let me get into it. L stands for look at the details. So L is look. A is anticipate challenges. So you're going to anticipate that up front. Your first T is think about your walkaway point. Yep, you got to do that before you start. Your second T is talk it through. And E, evaluate the options. So let me walk you through very quickly here why each step is important. And again, I go into greater detail in my best-selling book, Don't Leave Money on the Table, Negotiation Strategies. So the wind is blowing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Look at the details. So before you go into a negotiation, don't try to wing it. 80% of your negotiation is going to be in the preparation. Now, my rule of thumb is 1 hour of preparation per $10,000. And you might be thinking, Jacqueline, that's a lot of preparation. But it's better to go into a situation prepared and having all of your ducks in a row so that you're not caught off guard by things that you could have learned about in advance. Now, A, anticipate challenges. Challenges do come up. What I found I've been doing this work for about 5 years now. What I found working with companies and especially women leaders, helping them to put together a negotiation strategy, a lot of times people will say, I hope this part doesn't come up, and I hope this doesn't come up. And guess what? Those are the first things that come up in the negotiation, and then it completely throws you off your game. So don't be caught off guard. Anticipate the challenge up front, but then think through how you're going to address that challenge. Don't just know what the challenge is, have that plan in place. So think about this. If you've ever been in a situation where you said, you know what, earlier I should have said this and I should have said that in the moment, but after the fact is when you get these ideas. Well, that's why we're anticipating the challenges, the A and latte, so that we're decreasing the amount of times where after the fact we're saying, should have said this or should have done that. Now, T, think about your walkaway point. Why is this important? It's so important to set up your parameters up front. There was some research done by the Harvard Business Review that stated that people who imagine that they have alternatives to a negotiation end up with better outcomes than those who think they have no options. So there's always another option. It's about us getting creative to figure out what those options are. And even if you really have no other options, but you say, okay, let me imagine that I had an alternative option, you end up coming out with a better outcome. So let me give you a practical example. With people that I've worked with who are in the job search situation, I've come across so many people who during a job search have said, I just hate my job right now. Things are so hectic. My boss doesn't like me. It's time for me to go. And I know this other job isn't ideal, but I just need to get out of this. So 6 months later, they're back in the same boat, frustrated at work, having to start their job search all over again. And that's because they didn't think about at what point do I walk away? They didn't fully think through that strategy. So think about all of those things that are important to you up front. And at what point do you say, you know what, I'm going to have to hold out and walk away, or I'm going to have to sit in a situation and wait for something better to come? Now, so that was, think about the walkaway point. Our second T in latte is talk it through. Have an outline prepared of what you're going to say. So with this book, Don't Leave Money on the Table, you have the framework of what you're going to say. I have some suggestions in the book of how to get the conversation started. Spoiler alert. I've been reading the reviews on Amazon, and several people have shared with me that they have hijacked a line right out of the book, use it in their negotiation, and it helped them get what they asked for. So use this book as your tool. Use a line right out of the book when you go through your negotiation. So talk it through thoroughly. The other person can't read your mind, so it's your job to vocalize what value you bring to the table and how this is an equal exchange of value. And then we have E, evaluate the options. Not every deal is going to be a great deal. So part of your job when you negotiate is to go back to the details. Remember I said 80% of the negotiation is the preparation. Well, it's coming full circle because you go back to that part where now you're looking at the deal on the table or the offer, whatever it is that you're negotiating. And now you have that opportunity to come back and look at all of the details to determine if you're going to walk away or if you're going to accept. So, y'all, I'm super excited about this book, Don't Leave Money on the Table. That latte method that I just went through with you all, that is your quick start. That's how you start your framework. No matter if you're negotiating your apartment lease, a salary, a business deal, or something in your personal life. These are all tips to help you to set up your negotiation strategy. Now, I have a homework assignment for you. I know you're not in one of my courses, you're not in my mastermind, but hey, if you are interested in working with me one-on-one, head over to JacquelineTwillie.com. The link is below, and you can get that information. So here's your homework. Again, I said negotiation is a conversation. It's not a battle. Call your cell phone provider, your insurance company, or even if you have renters insurance, homeowners insurance, and ask them, am I getting the best possible deal? That's it. Just a conversation. You'd be surprised how much money you can save when you present that question. Now, these are just simple negotiation hacks to get you started building your negotiation muscle. It's just like any other skill. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. So thanks for joining me today. If you like this video, share it with someone so that they can find value in it as well. I have a lot more negotiation trainings. And again, if you're interested in having us come to your company to talk about conflict resolution, negotiation strategy, or you have a personal negotiation that you need help with, reach out to me at JacquelineTwillie.com. And today's tips came from don't leave money on the table. Until next time, continue to emulate excellence and eliminate